Hi everyone, welcome to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what real luxury clothing and footwear looks like. So if you're on Depop, Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, Grailed, and you see an item, it's got a few pictures, you're trying to figure out if it's real, I'm going to show you what the real thing looks like. Today, we are going to be taking a look at, oh my god, the Balenciaga Triple S. The box was in frame. It is so huge. That is the first thing that we will talk about. Let's get into it. So here's the box. It is absolutely massive. And on top right here, that's the first thing we'll look at, is the Balenciaga logo on top. And this does have a bit of a shine to it, and it's embossed. It's hard to kind of see from there, but if you run your fingers across it, you can feel each letter because it's embossed in there. A lot of fakes, they will just print it on and you won't be able to feel the letters, but on here you can. And the box itself has a bit of a texture to it on its own. It's got little kind of divots in it. I'm not sure if you can see on camera there. It may just be too white, but it does have a bit of a texture to it. And this box is really sturdy. It is just not really breaking. I've had this for a little while, and the only thing that's starting to happen, you can see a tiny bit of tearing coming out from the edge right there. So if you take a look at this sticker right here, we've got one Balenciaga, blue, blank vert, that would be blue, white, green. We've got a price down there, and we've got some numbers, letters for the style and everything. And then it says sneaker, Tess S Goma. And this is gonna be a big giveaway. Probably the majority of the fakes I see, they won't have the dot between each of those. It may be a Tess, then a space, S.Goma. So definitely look out and make sure that what you're getting has both of those dots on either side of that S right there. That's a really big one. So let's open this bad boy up and see what we got. First thing you're gonna notice is this dust bag right here. It's pretty high quality, white dust bag, Balenciaga printed on there. And it is a massive, massive dust bag. It's actually bigger than the box itself. It just keeps going, see? Because the sneakers are huge, so it folds 3 times to fit in the box. And you can see on the edges here, on both edges, got a little tie right there. One of the other giveaways on fake ones is that you may get a dust bag that only has a tie on one side and it just ties off to the side, but this has 2. So you pull on both sides and it closes shut. Now diving in a bit further, you can see on the wax paper in the box, we've got Balenciaga print all over. It's just kind of littered throughout. That's another thing to look out for. And then you open it up. Before we get to the shoes, we can talk a little bit. Authentic pairs will come with another pair of laces. You can see that this one is solid yellow that I've got on there right now. And the extras, they're yellow with the little triple lines through them. You're also going to get a little card, sort of zip tied to the shoe itself, black with Triple S, white on one side. And on the back, you've got, again, Balenciaga logo, and that's kind of explaining the materials that are in the shoe, the leather and suede and whatever else. And we've got a little booklet right here. And this is just explaining that the footwear has been made by cracking the leather to create a deliberately asymmetrical appearance, etc., etc. Care instructions, just kind of explaining that this is a weird shoe and to get used to it. And there may be some errors with it, and that's okay. And we can get into some of that. Now let's take a look at the shoe itself. And what better place to start than with the stitching? And this one, it's actually kind of hard to tell on this pair because this is yellow stitching. A lot of pairs, they will have black or white stitching, something that stands out more. But this is a yellow on gray. But you can see here that all of these stitches are going straight across horizontally. So it actually can get a bit of a rough look to it because they go straight across with each thread. The others you may see that are inauthentic, it'll look more machine sewn, but this, I think they were done by hand, and each stitch goes across horizontally, so it can give it a bit of a rougher look on the stitching there. The letters are all very uniform, and you'll see on inauthentic pairs sometimes, you'll see a little line between each letter of the thread. You can see that each letter is spaced here. That means that they finished stitching the letter, and then they cut the thread, tied it off, and then start on the next letter. Whereas the fake ones, they'll save some time by doing it all in one, and you'll see kind of little line connecting each letter together into one. But here on a real pair, they're separate. Another thing you'll notice is this stitching. It's pretty tight, pretty uniform. And another thing to notice right here on this stitching is that it does tend to curve. So it kind of goes straight, 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 and then the stitches curve along here, and then come back to straight to go up. That's another good giveaway that it is a real pair, whereas the others, these stitches may not curve, they may just stay straight, 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 as a sort of harsher lines. But this has a bit more of a wave to it right there. And you'll also notice that the laces are quite tight here. On fake pairs, they may be a bit looser, more spread out, but these are really tight circles here. Now, looking to the bottom of the shoe, this is a big giveaway right here, is the lettering here. I believe Balenciaga actually has a couple of molds, because I have seen some where the lettering is thinner, but for most pairs, they do look like this, and it's big, bold lettering on there. You can see how bold that is. You can see how much it sticks out of the shoe, and it's very, very well done. There's no real rubber or plastic out of place. It's very solidly done, very big, bold lettering, and the lettering, it matches the dust bag, it matches the box, the font is completely the same and uniform. And on fake pairs, you might see some sort of glue lines, some odd cutting lines in here. I remember I saw a fake pair where one of these rough edges right here, there's a bit of a gap right there, and you could see the glue where they tried to glue it in, but this is all of a piece. It's all really solid, and there's just not a piece out of place here. So all of these ridges right here, especially right there, that's a big one on the fakes. It's quite pronounced here, but on the false ones, you may not see such a severe sort of emptiness right there. The stitching on the tongue is another big one. You can see, again, the same as the Balenciaga on the side, horizontally stitched. And again, there's a gap between the two numbers. They're not connected, they were done separately. Now looking to the back of the heel, you can see that this Balenciaga logo, again, the font is the same as everywhere else that we've seen so far. And it is very straight. If you held this straight to yourself, to your face, you'd be able to see that Balenciaga on a lot. And I'm saying almost every fake pair I've seen, this is kind of down here and it's almost pointing downwards, whereas here it's pointing straight out at you. Now looking right there at the tongue, you've got your UK sizing, European sizing, USA, and Japan. Now for instance, one fake pair I saw, it looked really good, and the giveaway for me was this size tag right here, because I knew that a UK 10 and a US 11, it should be a Japan size 29. But the pair that I saw right there, it said 28. I don't know if when they were making the fakes, they just forgot to update their size tag template, but that was the giveaway for me. I knew it should say 29. So definitely pay attention to those little things, because they can be the giveaway for you. This shoe is made in China, as it says on the tag. That's just apparently where they have the technology to make shoes of this sort of technical level. And the tag is stitched in with tight, uniform stitches. Now, looking into the shoe, you can see Balenciaga on the sole. It's a black sole. And the one thing is, when you put this on, this right here is incredibly soft. For such a hard and heavy shoe, it is a very heavy shoe. That's one of the instant giveaways. As you hold it up, it's incredibly heavy. You put it on, you feel like you're clunking, clunking, clunking around. But this right here, when you put it on, it's nice and thick, and it feels like a pillow. It just sucks your ankle in, and it keeps the shoe on. And it just feels really nice, honestly. And then that sole right there, on at least this pair, you've got this small Balenciaga. That's the most common that I've seen. And let's get this out and take a look at the insole here. So here's our insole. Now we can see that more clearly. Again, font is consistent. And one thing to take note of is this around the edge right here is actually kind of rough. And I've seen that in a lot of authentic pairs, is that it's not as clean of a cut. It's a little rough. And there are some little cutouts right there on the side. And then we take it in, and that is the pattern that you're looking for right there. And you can see a little dot coming out right there. Why is that? And I don't think that's actually the insole necessarily. I don't think they build that into the insole, but it's because of this. And I'll show you this right now. when you take the insole out of the Balenciaga Triple S on the authentic pair, there is a hole right there under the insole. They cut that in. I couldn't tell you why, but that is just from over time wearing it. The insole kind of went into that hole and made that little dot that you saw earlier. So that is a cutout hole right there with this line right next to it. And if you look on the inside, it's stitched in red. Very clean, uniform stitching on the inside there. So that is what an authentic Balenciaga Triple S sneaker looks like. And if you have any questions, any other comments, tricks that you have on how to tell when a Triple S is real, be sure to let me know in the comments. We can add it in, because I'm just here to help you know what the real deal looks like. See you next time. Thanks for watching.